Hi everyone. This is the Man of Steel #1, the first full issue of Brian Michael Bendis on Superman, and I liked it. I really did. I just got done watching Diversity in Comics review of this comic book, and he liked it as well. So that's cool. And I think Yellow Flash did a review on this. I think I Love Comics did, and Detail Comics. Those are the ones I know of that did a review on it, and I didn't watch them because I wanted to read it first, and I haven't gotten around to watching those yet. But at least from the titles of the videos, they sounded pretty positive, so that's cool. But yeah, so I'm gonna briefly go over it. Um, there will be, excuse me, spoilers. So if you don't want this spoiled, um, you should definitely wait on watching this video, and you should go get this and read it. It was fantastic, and it's the start of a new era of Superman. So, this is a weekly series, and I think it'll be going all the way through until July 4th, which is when Action Comics #1 and Superman, I think, Superman #1 come out. So, yeah. So we start off on the planet Krypton. Rogol Zar, who is going to be the main villain of this story, is talking to a bunch of space beings, space gods, whatever. And he's basically saying that Krypton is a problem, that they plunder and steal other planets' resources for their own sciences. So he's basically like, we need to destroy them. Of course, in the main Superman canon, that kind of takes care of itself. But somehow I think we're going to see him actually be the one that destroys Krypton, not the sun absorbing the planet. So whatever, it's interesting. And right off the bat, the last issue I reviewed was also by Brian Michael Bendis, and man, this is just a world of difference. Again, he has a lot of dialogue, but this actually matters. This has to do with the actual story in a way that is interesting. And man, I read this comic in, like, I don't know, it felt like 5-10 minutes. It was, and not because, like, there wasn't a lot of stuff here. It's just I would just kept going and going and going. It's probably more like I probably spent a little longer on it, but it didn't feel like it took forever. It felt, like the pacing was good. I didn't have to spend forever getting through horrible dialogue. It was a solid book, and Zach over at Diversity in Comics said that this is the best book by Bendis he's read in a while too. So that's cool to see that he's getting better. And in all the interviews and everything, he was saying how he was going to change, or well, not how he was going to change, but like how he kind of had a revelation about he needs to write Superman, and how he has so much respect for the character and everything like that. And this comic book actually kind of shows that. So I think I definitely think some of the editors might have contributed to the quality of this book, but I also just think Bendis is doing a better job of writing. So we get to Metropolis, current, because this whole scene's in the past, so this is current. And we have Firefly and Killer Moth kind of at a standoff. Firefly's, I think, trying to steal money from Firefly. And for those that watch the Batman, the animated series, this actually sounds like the way that character talks. Very much like that. I know your name, dude, and just calm down, man. It's just kind of, very like, not surfer dude, but not, I don't know, he sounds just kind of like your typical young adult, not a millennial, but just your typical young adult. So I thought that was really nice that he was in character, but he wasn't like a jagoff like Peter Parker is. Firefly's suit is kind of cool. Or I'm sorry, Killer Moth. He has like the goo tanks on his back that kind of make the wings. So it's like an updated version, and he has some cool goggles, a cool mask, and everything. So I like that. That was a cool design. The art in this is fantastic. Ivan Rice did it, and it was fantastic. So it's kind of funny. Firefly knows Superman is going to hear, so he's like, he's listening for yelling. He listens for things like, where's the money? And Killer Moth's like, who the heck are you talking about? I'm smart. Not like, and we just see this little blur, this whoosh. And of course, that's Superman. And Firefly's like, Batman does this all the time. Or, yeah. Because Killer Moth's like, please don't drop me. And Superman's like, yeah, I don't do that. And Firefly says, Batman does it all the time. Superman, I know, but it's funny when he does it. It is. It's funny when Batman drops people. It was just a nice little humor bit right there. Yeah. I guess since I kind of mentioned it, I'll mention this. It was like, oh, you're being sarcastic. It's like, yeah, obviously. But anyway, this looks really awesome. I am super excited for this. As a kid, I watched Super Friends all the time. Even though I know I didn't grow up in the 70s and the 80s, my dad definitely did. And he made sure I grew up with the good stuff. So I'm super excited to see the Legion of Doom back, even though Joker isn't part of it, and Super Friends, it's cool that he's going to be part of it now. Sinestro, Cheetah, Gorilla Grodd, Black Manta, Lex Luthor, super excited. And then, of course, the Justice League. The only person that kind of needs to be cut out of this is Cyborg. He doesn't belong. He belongs back on a Titans book. But, whatever, I enjoyed the character, so, you know. Super excited for Snyder. I don't know much about him as an artist. Jimenez, fantastic. So this is gonna be great. The only thing it's hard when they're twice a month, especially if it's gonna be $4. That definitely stretches the budget. But hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll only be $3. I need to check the previews again. The August previews just came out, so I need to see those. But anyway, we back to the story. Just wanted to say, super excited for the Justice League versus Legion of Doom. That is freaking awesome. This scene was straight out of Superman Returns, which was a really good movie, by the way, for those of you who haven't seen it, with Brandon Routh. Fantastic movie, in my opinion. But yeah, he's just listening, and he hears a song, a girl doing a song cover, and he recognizes the tune, he just can't remember the name of that song. That happens to me all the time. But anyway, he hears reports of a fire, and so he actually goes in, saves people from a fire, like Superman should. And then he goes back in because he was kind of like, you know, he when he was putting out the fire, which was an awesome scene. Look at that. He's putting out the fire there. He's like, yeah, something just didn't feel right. So he scans it with his X-ray vision. I like the blue eyes for the X-ray vision. So yeah, he's looking around, and then he runs into the deputy fire chief. And you know, they're talking. They shake hands, and as he flies away, it's kind of like she has a little crush on him, which was nice. You know, it was like nice little nice to see a normal woman have a crush on Superman. And I actually know a couple female firefighters personally, so that was kind of cool. But anyway, yeah, so we cut back to Rogol Zar in the past, still trying to talk people into. I don't want to show that page. So, but yeah, he's basically trying to talk people into, talk the Guardians into his whole Krypton plan. Um, and then here, it's like after they say no, he drops to his knees. It actually like kind of hit me a little bit. It's like, wow, he actually has a little bit of character. He's kind of like an anti-hero. He's done good things for the universe. Some people, owe him favors and stuff because of the good things he's done, but they're not willing to destroy an entire planet that he knows is like hurting other planets, at least in his mind. So yeah, it was nice to get a little bit of depth depth to that character. I wanted to go back real quick. I got this one today, and I'm excited to read it. I got it just because it's Super Sons, and I really feel bad about missing out on the entire series. Definitely gonna get it when it comes back, and I want to collect the entire series because I have issue 1, and then I have issue 15, 16, and then this one. So I want to get all the ones in between. The rest of these I'm probably going to pass on. I'll watch the Diversity Comics review on that, but I never really watched any of these as a kid. The only ones I watched were like Looney Tunes, and well, I watched like Tom and Jerry, Yogi Bear, and stuff like that from Hanna-Barbera, but not this stuff. So anyway, then we get some Metropolis stuff, which I know is supposed to be what Bendis is gonna focus on in Action Comics. So that'll be kind of interesting. There's that character that was kind of introduced in the DC Nation comic. She doesn't have any lines at all, so that's kind of interesting and actually kind of nice, I guess. I don't know. I'm sure that she'll have some in later issues, but for now, it was nice that that Bendis decided to wait on her character arc and instead focus on Clark. So good job, Bendis. Good job. He has a little bit of a flashback to his family. John is outgrowing his Superboy costume, and he's like, yeah, well, Mom said she has no time to fix it and that he should, quote, join the legion of kids that are old enough to fix their own problems. See, that's the kind of parenting that my parents, that was their style. It's like, you know what? I don't have time. Fix it yourself. And so that was cool. And she's on the phone, but she kind of whispers to them, yeah, well, it was much funnier when I said it. So anyway, this whole Superman family dynamic is awesome. I love it so much. Superman, Lois, and John just as a family. It's so cool, and I really hope Bendis doesn't kill either one of these characters off, or they need to come back for Action Comics and Superman and all that. This whole family dynamic just rocks. It's the best thing to come out of Rebirth for sure. Sorry, my hand's shaky, but anyway, then we see kind of them vanish and everything, and poof, they're gone. So I'm guessing in issue 2, it'll kind of explain where they went. But anyway, this was a fantastic issue. Definitely go get it. I'm super excited for issue number 2 and to see where this whole mini series goes. And yeah, let me know what you thought of this comic. Let me know if you like the review in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next video. I spent like $30 at the comic book store today, so I have a lot of content to review, which I'm happy about. So anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.